Hello students, today we will talk about energy of charged capacitor and we'll also see energy density of parallel plate capacitor and its significance. To understand today's topic, we should be clear with the following points. First of all, we should be knowing what is capacitor. Capacitor is a charge storage device. It may be any conductor of any arbitrary shape and size, but for any capacitor, its capacity or capacitance C can be given as Q by V. We should also be knowing that capacitance of parallel plate capacitor having distance between two plates D and area of the plates A can be given as C is equal to epsilon 0 A by D, with the assumption that D, distance between the two plates, is very less as compared to the area of the plates. And we also need to recall one of the very early topics of this chapter, that potential energy U can be expressed in terms of potential V as U is equal to QV or delta U is equal to Q delta V. So I assume that you know all these topics, and with that assumption, let us start. So in case of parallel plate capacitor, we know that when D is very less as compared to area, we may consider the electric field as sigma by epsilon 0. Sigma by epsilon 0 is the resultant electric field. Actually, field due to positively charged plate is sigma by 2 epsilon 0 and other plate is also sigma by 2 epsilon 0. But as the two fields, field due to positive charge and field due to negative charge, they are in the same direction, so we considered resultant electric field to be sigma by epsilon 0. And we also know that capacitance of parallel plate capacitor is C is equal to Q by V, which is epsilon 0 A by D in case of parallel plate capacitor. C is equal to Q by V is applicable always. Now we know that potential of the capacitor can be given as V is equal to ED. But which potential it is? Because see, when we are charging, I want to find out energy of capacitor, but I know that energy of the capacitor is the work done to deposit Q amount of charge in the capacitor, and as I deposit charge on the capacitor, potential gradually increases. So when you deposit first charge, you don't need to do any work. You are starting with V is equal to 0 condition because there is no one to repel me. But as I deposit more and more charge, potential increases. So when you write potential of capacitor is V, you are talking about potential when Q amount of charge is already deposited. But what was the starting point? Starting potential is 0 and final potential is V. So V is not the potential throughout the process of charging. And hence, if we want to find out energy of the capacitor, we should consider average potential and not only final potential. So potential energy, if I want to find out from potential, I should consider U is equal to Q into average potential. What is Q? The total charge deposited. What is average V? I'll consider it as 0 plus V by 2. And with that, I get first expression for potential energy, which is half QV. So if you have charge and potential available, with this two quantity, you can find out energy of capacitor. But what if you have capacitance and potential given? What if you have charge and capacitance given? Then you have two more expressions to find out potential energy. We can replace Q with CV, and another expression of potential energy is half CV square. Similarly, if you replace V with Q by C, what you get is half Q square by C. So for potential energy, we have these three expressions and we can use any of the three depending on the data available. Energy density of capacitor is defined as energy stored per unit volume. And it is also indicating efficiency of capacitor to hold the charge. More the energy density, more is the charge storing capacity. And how do we find out energy density in case of parallel plate capacitor? So we have energy formula available now, and we also know volume. volume of the parallel plate capacitor is nothing but area into distance between the plates. So for energy, we have three expressions: half QV, half CV square, and half Q square by C. So in expression for energy density, we can use any of the three. We'll choose half CV square, and we'll replace C with epsilon 0 A by D. We'll simplify and let us see what we get. So energy density is half CV square by AD, that is half epsilon 0 A by D into ED square by AD, and on simplifying we get half epsilon 0 E square. This expression of energy density is not having any A or D in it. So what does it indicate? This indicates that energy density depends on the medium. Epsilon 0 is property of medium and electric field. Okay, so this equation indicates that any capacitor stores its energy in form of electric field, and by changing medium we can change energy density. Let us conclude now. So now we know that potential energy U of a capacitor with capacitance C, which may be having charge Q on it, and maybe its potential is V, can be given as half QV or half CV square or half Q square by C. We can use any of the three equations to find out potential energy of capacitor. Now we also know the definition of energy density. Energy density is energy per unit volume. So it is joule per meter cube. If we want to measure it, we can measure it in terms of joule per meter cube. And how much is the energy density for parallel plate capacitor? So now we know that energy density for parallel plate capacitor is half epsilon 0 E square, which indicates that energy of charge capacitor is stored in form of electric field. So that was the topic. Thank you.